Ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back into another edition of Keytime Sports. Please like, comment, share, subscribe. Keytime Sports right here on YouTube. Key City Sports on Instagram and the Key on millions.co. We also have merchandise. We are starting to roll out merchandise on millions.co under the Key. So go on over to millions.co, look up under live merchandise, and this is what you will see at your disposal. Now, today, I always do this. I always wait until the end of the regular season to do this. We have the college football head coaching chopping block. This is for all the coaches who are on the chopping block right now or on the hot seat heading into 2026. And the first guy we have on the list is none other than Florida State's head coach, Mike Norvell. Now I'm gonna tell y'all something. Mike Norvell, he had a good time in Memphis. But Florida State is not Memphis. Now, I'm gonna give y'all some clarity on his record. Now, overall, his record overall is good. But the past few years at Florida State, it has took a hit. His record has took a hit. Florida State in 2020, 3-6. So 3-6, had a bad year. 2021, he was 5-7. 2022, he was 10-3. Went to a bowl game. The Cheez-It Bowl, and won it. 2023 was 13-1. Went to the Orange Bowl and lost. That was against Georgia, the 63-3 blowout. And then the last 2 years, 2024 and this year, they've only won 7 games in the past 2 years. They haven't won a road game since the early start of the 2024, since late 2023. So it's been a full 2 years since they've won a road game. Now everybody, now the Florida State athletic director said they are going to bring Mike Norvell back. But after 2026, his future is up in the air. So, Mike Norvell, you got one more season, at least one more season. But all in all, ever since Jordan Travis left FSU hasn't been the same. They don't have a dominant quarterback. We thought Thomas Castellanos would be that dominant quarterback, but outside of the first game of the season with Alabama, he has been a no-show. That was the high point of Florida State's season. Once they beat Alabama, and I mean that was all the way back in late August, and I cannot tell you, between that and Labor Day, there were so many Florida State fans saying that we got the team to do it this year, that we gonna be a powerhouse this year. And you look at your final record, you're 5-7. 5-7 and not even bowl eligible. And you also declined to be in a bowl game. So, Florida State, I know the reason why Mike Norvell is not being fired this time around, because Florida State doesn't have the kind of capital to pay Mike Norvell when he is fired, and as far as the buyout. So that's why they are going to keep him for at least another year. But Mike Norvell, I'm going to say this. If Florida State don't at least get to a bowl game or have a decent enough record going after next season, then Mike Norvell is going to be fired. But Mike Norvell, in the past 23 games, he's been 4-19. Florida State, they don't like that. The boosters don't like it. The fans don't like it. The players don't like it. Some players, it seems like, from reportedly what they are saying is they've lost confidence in Mike Norvell. One thing I can say is when players lose confidence in a head coach, it's only a matter of time before you are out of the facility. And that is with all of these coaches that are on this list that I'm talking about. So that's all I have to say, Mike Norvell. We don't wish that you be fired, but we need to see some improvement from a spectator perspective when it comes to me covering college football and everybody looking at the Florida State Seminoles on a week-to-week basis in the fall. So the next person that I am going to talk about and who is on the chopping block heading into 2026 is Dave Aranda, the Baylor Bears head coach. Now the Baylor Bears, I'm gonna tell you something. Baylor Bears, they haven't been a good team, but since Dave Aranda has been there, it hasn't been good. The only time that it has really been good for David Aranda is 2021. And as you can see, he started coaching in Baylor in 2020. So 2-7. That was the COVID year. 2021, he was 12-2. Went to the Sugar Bowl and won the Sugar Bowl. 2022, he was 6-7. Lost the Armed Forces Bowl. 2023, 3-9, didn't make it to a bowl game. 2024, made it to a bowl game, 8-5, lost in the Texas Bowl. And this season, he ended 5-7 and did not make a bowl game. So Baylor, one thing I can say about Baylor, we know that Baylor isn't a powerhouse. Baylor hasn't been a powerhouse since Robert Griffin III, and that's been 13 years. Well, excuse me, not 13, but 14 years. So now we get to a point where in the state of college football, these players and these coaches who are getting paid millions and millions of dollars, they are getting a 3-year window to build a championship team and compete for the playoff. And if in 3 years, if they haven't competed for a championship or at least getting their teams to the playoff, then they are going to be fired. I believe that Baylor head coach Dave Aranda, his time is running out. He's been at Baylor for 6 years and he has only had one winning season out of those 6 years. Now, Baylor fans, I know that they are not going to be happy with me saying this, but overall record, David Aranda, he's 73-36. Okay. I can see where he has a winning record. Well, excuse me. No, he doesn't have a winning record. He has a losing record. My bad. That was a typo. He's 36-37. So he's not even consistent. He's playing below 500 ball right now. He is. He's playing below 500 ball. And Baylor, now even though that they don't have a lot of NIL money, Baylor, they might need a change at the helm. The next coach that I am going to cover is this guy. I'm pretty sure everybody knows who this is, but if you don't, this is Luke Fickell, head coach of the Wisconsin Badgers. Now, Luke Fickell, his record. I'm going to show y'all his record. Now, he started out at Ohio State. He was 6-7 at Ohio State, lost in the Gator Bowl. Then he went to Cincinnati from 2017 to 2020. He had 2 winning seasons and 2 losing seasons. Well, excuse me. He had 5. He had 5 winning seasons in 6 years. He went to Wisconsin. In 2022, he coached one game, won that game. Wisconsin in 2023, 7-6, lost in a bowl game, the ReLaQuest Bowl. And then last year, 2024, 5-7, did not make it to a bowl game. And this year, he's not going to make it to a bowl game. Luke Fickell, he is reportedly coming back to Wisconsin. He is. He's reportedly coming back to Wisconsin. But like they said, after this season, after 2026, he is going to be either fired. He's already on the chopping block going into 2026. So Wisconsin, they just need to go ahead and do what they got to do, because this Luke Fickell, he is not going to make Wisconsin a powerhouse. He isn't. He's not going to make it a powerhouse. Now we get to the recruiting process. Now, Wisconsin, we know Wisconsin, when it comes to recruiting, they not going to bring in no big-time stars, no big-time high school recruits. Those big-time recruits are going to Ohio State, Georgia, Alabama, USC, Oregon, teams like that. Wisconsin is at the bottom of the totem pole, and it's been at the bottom of the totem pole for the last 25 years. And also, I'm going to add another team to the fold. Another team that is going to get some big-time recruits is Indiana. Now, we all know that Indiana, 2 years ago, their football program was the bottom of the basement in college football. And now they are fighting for championships on a year-in and year-out basis. Now, Wisconsin, they are not going to be able to do that unless they improve their football program at a drastic rate, and I don't see that happening. So that's all I have to say about Luke Fickell and the Wisconsin Badgers. The next guy that I have on the list, y'all already know who he is. He has been a well-known participant on my chopping block for the last couple of years. It is Lincoln Riley, head coach of the USC Trojans. I've been telling y'all something. I told y'all that this video was going to go quick. I told y'all this. But now let's see what Lincoln Riley has done. He was at Oklahoma. He was at Oklahoma for 5 years. He was at Oklahoma for 5 years and had 3 winning seasons and then had 2 losing seasons. And then he seemed like he said that he needed a change. So 2017 went to a bowl game with Oklahoma. 2018 went to a bowl game with Oklahoma. 2019 went to a bowl game with Oklahoma. Lost all 3 of those. Oklahoma in 2020, you went to the Cotton Bowl with them, and you ended up winning the Cotton Bowl. 2021, you were 10-2, didn't make it to a bowl game. 2022, you went to the Cotton Bowl and lost again. 2023 Holiday Bowl Classic, you won that one. And last year, 2024, the Las Vegas Bowl, you went to that one and won. And this season, USC is playing in a bowl game. I don't know who they are playing against, but see, this is the one thing that I've always said about Lincoln Riley, and I've noticed this when he's been a head coach. He doesn't focus on the defense at all. He only focuses on offense, and that is the one thing that is going to be his downfall, and that has been his downfall. And that's the one reason that's got him fired. That's got him fired at Oklahoma, because in order to be an all-around coach team, you have got to focus on all aspects of a football team. And Lincoln Riley, he doesn't focus on all aspects of the football team. He only focuses on the one that he specializes in, and the one he specializes in is offense. So USC is not going to fire him because reportedly Lincoln Riley's buyout is $90 million, and I know that the USC Trojans are not going to pay somebody $90 million just to sit on the couch at the house and not coach. Now we get to Wisconsin. Not Wisconsin, but we get to USC. USC, they have a good recruiting class starting 2026. So let's see what Lincoln Riley can do with offensive players. We already know what he can do with offensive players. Let's see what he can do as far as the defense, getting a good defensive coach in there. Because in order to have a good team, you need a good defense to stop somebody. You do. And I've been saying that for the past couple of years. That's why most of the time when I cover games, I be skeptical of picking the USC Trojans because I don't know what their defense is going to be like. I don't. So the next coach I am going to talk about is Shane Beamer. Shane Beamer, the head coach of the South Carolina Gamecocks. Now let me tell y'all something. Shane Beamer has been the head coach at South Carolina for a while now. First season, 2021, he was 7-6. Second season in 2022, he was 8-5. Third season, 5-7. Fourth season, 9-4. Also, 2025, 4-8. And he's not going to make it to a bowl game this year. So 2021, he won a bowl game, Duke's Mayo Bowl. South Carolina in 2022 lost in the Gator Bowl. South Carolina 2024, they lost in the Citrus Bowl. So one thing that I can say is his overall head coaching record, 33-30. He's only winning 52% of his games, so that is barely above 500. And reportedly, Shane Beamer's buyout is $65 million at South Carolina. So I don't know what South Carolina is going to do. Obviously, South Carolina is going to bring them back, but 2026 and beyond, who knows? Shane Beamer may be fired after next season. We don't know, but right now, South Carolina is focused on recruiting. So now, one thing, the last coach, I knew that this show was going to go fast because I'm just talking about my head coach and chopping block. The last coach I got on this list is Mike Locksley, the head coach of Maryland. Mike Locksley. Now, Mike Locksley, he is also a person, a coach from the Nick Saban head coaching tree because he was a assistant for Nick Saban when he was at Alabama. But this was back in the day, like 2012, 2013. So now we get to his current stop at Maryland. And he was at Maryland back in 2015. Only coached 6 games until they hired a different head coach. But now I'm going to focus on his current stop at Maryland. His second current stop at Maryland. From 19 till now. 2019, he started out 3-9. 2020, 2-3. 2021, 7-6. Okay, he win the Pinstripe Bowl. That's good. Maryland, 2022, Duke's Mayo Bowl. Okay, he won another bowl game. 2023, 8-5. He won a third straight bowl game, and they went to a bowl game in his third season. Now we get to 2024. He was 4-8. This season, he's been 4-8. Reportedly, Maryland is bringing Mike Loxley back for another year, and I believe after next season, if he doesn't have a winning record, he will be fired. Because when you look at this and you see where he has been when it comes to 11, 11 years, he's been the head coach. Well, he's coached overall for 11 years. He's 39-75. That is not looking good. And even when it comes to his years, and I'm going to say this, his 3 years at New Mexico, he was 2-26. So this is bad. And at Maryland, he is 37-49. All around, this is a bad head coach. And it's not just because of team structure. When you have been a head coach at a place for more than 3 years and you still have losing record after losing record, the blame is not just on you. The blame is on the entire coaching staff and the floor, and also the athletic director of the university. Only thing I can say is all of these coaches heading into 2026, you are on the chopping block as of now. But like I said, if they lose a couple games at the start of the season in 2026, the chopping block will become the hot seat. And as I always like to say, the chopping block is before the hot seat, America. And with that, those are the head coaches that I have on the chopping block heading into 2026. Please like, comment, share, subscribe to Keytime Sports right here on YouTube, Key City Sports on Instagram, the Key on Millions.co. We also have merchandise. We are rolling out the merchandise on Millions.co. We have t-shirts, sweaters, hoodies. We are also going to have pants in the near future. So please, 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 please go on my website, look up merchandise, and you will see these shirts, hats, and hoodies. And remember, everybody, one last thing. The key is always on time.